What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Shakur Stevenson versus Edwin de los Santos, and this was a 12-rounder for the vacant WBC Lightweight World Championship. And this fight was Thursday, November 16th, from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, and this fight was broadcasted on ESPN along with ESPN Plus. And in this fight, let me just say this first, it was one of the most boring fights of this year. Not a fun fight and not a good look, I would say, for Top Rank, considering this was a Thursday night fight, not a Saturday night. People got work tomorrow, people got school tomorrow, and they had this extremely boring outing that went until, in East Coast time here in the United States, went up until 1 in the morning currently. So, I mean, just not really a great show. I had it 117-111 in favor of Shakur Stevenson. The three judges, though, had it a bit closer, which I don't blame them. Honestly, in many of these rounds, both of them really did no work, and I would imagine it's pretty tough to score a fight when there's literally barely any work going on in the ring, and if the crowd's booing the entire time. But the judges had this one 115-113 and 116-112 twice. And I had a 117-111. But really, throughout this entire fight, like, every single round was, like, the same. It was just both of them kind of moving around, Shakur on the outside. Later on, Shakur started to pick it up a bit and move forward, but still wasn't throwing that much. It was just Shakur jabbing, and sometimes De Los Santos would go to the body with some decent work, but it was just very limited and few and far between. But the rounds I gave to De Los Santos was the second round, where I thought he had some decent body work. In the fifth round, he had a very good counter to the body with a 1-2, but that was it. And then in the 12th round, I just edged it to De Los Santos because they were just talking to each other, like yapping on about whatever, trash talk. And De Los Santos was like pressing a bit and had a pretty high, or I wouldn't say connect rate, but he was just a bit more aggressive, I would say. But then maybe there's a few other rounds in there that you could have given to him. Possibly De Los Santos could have won like 4 rounds. I gave him 3. But still, Shakur Stevenson overall did a bit more with the jab, but it was just not a fun fight to watch, not a fun fight to score. And this goes into the question, what is next for Shakur Stevenson? 21-0 and now a 3-division champion of the world, holding this WBC title that was taken from Devin Haney, since Haney's moving up to challenge for the WBC Super Lightweight World title. So at lightweight, I mean, obviously the champions are Devin Haney, and Gervonta Davis does have the WBA regular title. And obviously some of the top names are obviously Lomachenko, Isaac Cruz, the aforementioned champions I stated, and obviously Shakur, who got the victory here tonight, and Williams Zepeda breaking through. Guys like Frank Martin as well are highly rated. So the lightweight division is a pretty hot division right now. A lot of very good names, and it's always really been a highly competitive weight class. But for Shakur Stevenson, 21-0, fighting with Top Rank obviously in ESPN, what could be next for him? When you look at the WBC lightweight rankings, the top-rated guys are like Frank Martin, Lomachenko, Isaac Cruz, Williams Zepeda, and Edwin de los Santos was number 6. But I believe all the guys before that weren't able to fight Shakur Stevenson or turn Stevenson down. So maybe for Shakur Stevenson's next fight, obviously he could still fight Frank Martin, Lomachenko, Isaac Cruz, or Zepeda if everything goes right with negotiations and if they take the fight. But if not, we could definitely see Shakur Stevenson defending this WBC title, maybe against Jermaine Ortiz, Raymond Murataya, maybe George Kambosos, someone like that who's part of the ESPN Top Rank stable. And if not, let's see if Devin Haney's able to get the win over Regis Prograis. There could be a huge super fight between Haney and Shakur Stevenson, either at 135 or 140. But when it comes to Edwin de los Santos, he actually, obviously it was a very boring fight. I thought that Shakur was going to look impressive and win pretty easily over de los Santos. I'm not saying he didn't win easily, but it didn't look like he had to fight that style specifically to get the win. If he was able to just fight effortlessly like he did against Oscar Valdez, which was very impressive, that would have been impressive to me. But here it looked like he was really just trying to avoid De Los Santos. And I know, obviously, it's a sweet science, it's a boxing, hit and don't get hit. But, it was just not fun to watch in this case. Just Stevenson throwing jabs. But for De Los Santos losing here for the second time in his career, for De Los Santos, I still think he's a very, very good name in the lightweight division, and I wouldn't mind seeing him having like possibly a breakthrough performance in his next fight, and I wouldn't mind seeing him maybe against someone like a Keyshawn Davis, possibly even like a Maxie Hughes, maybe even a Raymond Murataya, just like a solid fight. Like I wouldn't mind seeing De Los Santos in a solid fight against a fairly high-rated lightweight just to break through and get a very good win. So overall, Shakur Stevenson defeats Edwin De Los Santos in a very, very boring fight, winning by unanimous decision to become the new WBC lightweight champ. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and excuse me, and I'll see you guys later.